Hi there, my name is Charlotte Dennett. I am a sole practitioner practicing in Burlington, Vermont. And my primary area of specialization has been in personal injury litigation and malpractice cases. But I also have been taking on more family law cases through LegalMatch. And that means I've been focusing mostly on child custody cases. I became an attorney because I was also an investigative journalist and a writer. And one of the things I learned early on in my professional career is when you go up against the big guys, that doesn't help your profession necessarily, certainly not financially. So I needed another profession to keep me going. And the way I did it is I went to a law firm and told them about my investigative abilities, and they hired me. And in Vermont, we have a pretty unique system where you can apprentice in a law firm. And if you do it for 6 years, for 30 hours a week, if I recall correctly, you're eligible to take the bar exam. So I got my license to practice law the Abraham Lincoln way. I am a great believer in getting to the bottom of an issue through context. I once ran across a wonderful quote, this was in my writings, by a man named Jan Liesma, who was a forensic pathologist often used in criminal cases to prove a case. And he said, facts in isolation are often confusing, whereas facts put in a context help you get to the bottom of the issue. And that is surely true. So in any particular case that comes to me, I want to know more about my client. I want to know a little bit more history about the client that explains why they're in the current situation that they're in. And then I proceed from there. But I'm known for digging. I'm known to not give up until I bring justice to my client. Well, that was the first one. Investigation. I don't think attorneys do enough investigation. They can't afford to hire an investigator. They just don't have the time. So I think that's my biggest strength. And that extends into legal research, which can really win your case if you take the time to look at other cases that will build your case. I would say communications with my clients are very good. I tend to have a very good rapport with them, and they give me good feedback. I'm also always willing to consult with fellow attorneys. I mean, I'm a sole practitioner. It's not like I can walk across the hall, ask a colleague a question, but I never hesitate to call on other lawyers, many who may be more proficient in a certain area of law. And so my client has the benefit of me representing them and knowing that I can go to some of the best experts in the field, and they will be very helpful in giving me advice so I can best protect the interests of my client. Well, one thing they can do is visit my website, charlottedennett.com. And what they'll find is that it's sort of partitioned, if you like. One part of it relates to my legal practice, and the other is to my writings. I'm an author. I've written numerous articles, and that way they'll get a good sense of who I am. But I think the bottom line, which I say in the beginning of my website, is that I am totally devoted to the pursuit of justice, whether it's for my clients in the legal field or in my writings. I just published a new paperback of my book called Follow the Pipelines, and it's about my quest to solve the mystery of my father's death. He was the first master spy in the Middle East way back in 1947. And what I uncovered, which is the role of oil in conflicts, oil and pipelines, and all these endless wars that we're having right now, including the war in Ukraine. So that's the other part of me. Maybe I'm a chip off the old block. My father was a spy in counterintelligence right before his plane crashed in 1947.